Today we're going to be installing laminate floors in our second bedroom. I've done the subfloor repair that's covered in a previous video, and we've prepped the floor. It needs to be basically broom clean. You just need to sweep it. You don't have to go crazy with it. This is particle board subfloor over plywood subfloor, and we just had to do it's still wet, we just had to do a little bit of patchwork on a few spots where the particle board was in bad shape. I had to do some over here. Really should let that putty dry longer than we are, but we're going to get started anyway. So the first step is going to be to put down the underlayment. Okay, there's different kinds of underlayment for laminate flooring. This is the most expensive stuff that the particular store we went to had. And the deal with it is it adds R value to the floor, and it supposedly quiets it as you walk. That's actually the name of it, is Quiet Walk. It has I think like an R2 or 3 value to it. It's not very much. It probably keeps the floor warmer a little bit, at least that's the theory. But you're probably just as well off with the styrofoam or tar paper underlayment. But this stuff wasn't a whole lot more, and we've been happy with it, and I really do think it keeps the floor warmer. So your mileage may vary. So we're going to roll it out now and cut this section and then lay and secure the next section. I stretched it out. I butted it up to the wall as best I could. I have my assistant standing on the other end and my other assistant sitting here to help weigh it down. So I'm going to roll it out and get it close. I don't want to waste this stuff. I'm going to have to waste a little bit here. It doesn't have to be just right up to it, but I'm just going to cut it here. Now some, I screwed that up, as you can see. I cut it short. Oh well. That shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Oh, come on, kitty. Alright, now the cat's all the way. You want to get it butt up to the other piece. It doesn't have to be perfect because the tape's gonna. You don't want it to overlap. That's the main thing. Which right now it's overlapping. That's the main thing, because that'll cause a problem. Okay, we're going to start with the full course on this wall because we've measured the room and determined that once we get to the other end, we should have more than, I think it's maybe an inch or something like that, 1.25 inches you have to have of actual material for it to work, because if you do any less, it's going to be an impossible feat to get that in there and get it to stay. So we're lucky enough that this room is set up where we could use full pieces to start with. So we're just going to lay them out, and then once we lay them out, we're going to get our spacers in. Try to get fairly straight. Okay. Okay, we've laid the spacers out, and on the end we put 2 in. And then we put them here probably every 2 foot. Now this wall, we have determined, is not perfectly straight. It kind of bows in on the middle. So these spacers down here aren't even doing anything. They're not touching anything. So we may put a few more spacers in once we get this first and second course laid, just to help support it while we're hammering the rest of the planks in. So the next thing to do now is to measure our first cut, and that's pretty easy. And there's a little trick that I have that make this go a heck of a lot quicker. Okay, now we're going to make our first cut. So what I'm going to do is put spacers up against this wall, and it's you could measure it and transfer your measurement to the plank that you're going to cut, or you could do it the quick way. Okay, so my lip is going to be facing towards me. So what I'm actually going to do is take this plank, it's going to sit like this. This is going to be the piece that we need. But in order to mark it, we're going to turn it around. So now my lip's facing opposite. We're going to slide it underneath this plank. Oh boy, where's the spacer? Okay. And we're going to slide it up against the spacers. Oh crap. Okay. Now I'm not going to make my line here because we're going to lose some distance, because the plank's actually going to come over further than the bottom of the slip. So we're going to go in here and make a little mark. Get that? So I'm going to make my mark right here. Okay, cutting these planks causes a hell of a lot of dust, so we're definitely going to cut them outside. We're lucky to have a fairly nice day today. Now, let me tell you something about the blades. This is a blade meant just for laminate. This stuff will dull the teeth of a termite. This stuff is, sparks will fly off it. I would get the laminate blade. I would also definitely use some kind of miter saw to cut this. Definitely wouldn't do it with a handsaw. Jigsaw, you need that for your corner cuts, but beg, borrow, or steal yourself a miter saw. Okay, I'm doing this one in permanent marker because I can't find the carpenter pencil, but I might try to get a pencil, but for now this will work. I got my gadget on here. I'll make myself a line. What we're going to do, cut this. This is going to be the piece that we're going to fit. And then this will work as our starter piece on our next course. Ready? Alright, now I'm going to put her in and see how she fits. Alright. Ended up being a little short. And it's probably one of those deals that I cut on the inside of the line when I should have cut on the outside of the line. But I think that'll work. Keep in mind this is a floating floor, so you don't want it to touch the wall. That should work. As long as our trim covers it up, because I don't want to have to use quarter round. That should work. Okay, this is the piece, the scrap from the last piece that we cut. So we're going to use this for our next row, first plank. Because that will no longer work anything other than the utmost left plank. So it should work out good.